from college and is an instant change. She's handed pretty much being the face of the league. Whether obviously we know she deserves it, but in their eyes, whether they think she deserves it or not, like she's being handed as the face of the league.
Watching Caitlin Clark feels like watching Larry Bird all over again.
When Michael Jordan drops your name alongside Larry Bird, you're not just making waves, you're rewriting the playbook. And right now, Caitlin Clark is doing exactly that, with a mix of sharp vision, fearless playmaking, and nerves of steel under pressure. Clark is more than just another rookie. She's a game changer. She's not fitting into the WNBA. She's flipping the script wherever she plays. Seats are filled online. Her highlights are everywhere. She's not just catching attention, she's commanding it. Clark has become the face of a movement, reigniting passion for women's basketball from coast to coast. But with all that spotlight comes serious pressure. More critics, more expectations, a national microscope. And still, Caitlin doesn't flinch. She delivers again and again, silencing the doubters, elevating her team, and proving she belongs not just as a player, but as a leader. This league has never seen someone quite like her, and the world is watching. In this video, we're going beyond the box scores. What are basketball legends saying? How are players and coaches reacting? And why is Caitlin Clark's rise sparking more than just cheers? It's shifting culture, just like Larry Bird did in his early years. Caitlin is showing that respect isn't given, it's earned. And she's earning it every time she steps on the court. In Indiana, leadership isn't measured in points alone. It's about impact, presence, heart, and no one sees that clearer than Tyrese Halliburton. He's already the face of the Pacers, a young star leading by example. And when he looks at Caitlin Clark, he sees a kindred spirit as a fellow point guard. Tyrese knows the pressure, the noise, the weight of expectations. But what impresses him most, Caitlin's consistency, her calm, her refusal to be shaken. So, when asked about her, his response wasn't scripted. It was genuine. He sees greatness, and he's all in on Clark. Because real leaders recognize each other, and Indiana just might have two of the best.
Yeah, I think she's just so amazing what she does. I love being here to support her in any way I can, and I think we're just two point guards trying to lead our group to do something special. So any way I can be here to support, I'll be here.
It's two floor generals, two leaders recognizing the grind, respecting the hustle. Caitlin Clark hasn't just stepped into the WNBA looking to find her footing. She's taken the reins. She's running the show, taking hits, making plays, and lifting the Indiana Fever with confidence and control. It's the same path Tyrese Halliburton knows well because he's walked it. He's carried the Pacers with vision, energy, and leadership. And here's what makes this moment powerful. He sees that same spark in Caitlin. When one of the NBA's brightest young stars doesn't talk down, but stands beside you, that's not just respect. That's real recognition. Indiana doesn't have just one cornerstone anymore. It has two. And in a league, in a world where numbers dominate the conversation, sometimes the most powerful stat is this: who stands with you when the pressure peaks. Now, the spotlight widens. Enter Jason Whitlock. Never afraid to speak his mind, Whitlock is a voice that challenges the status quo. And this time, he's not holding back. He's peeling back the layers, exposing what's really going on behind closed doors in the WNBA, and more importantly, where Caitlin Clark fits into the bigger picture. This isn't just about basketball anymore, it's about power, perception, and the players bold enough to reshape the game from the inside out.
They put a super team around Caitlin Clark because people want to play with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
The Chicago Sky, they look perhaps worse than they were a year ago because people don't want to play with Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's a force. Fans follow her now, players are too. That kind of draw, it's rare. The Indiana Fever didn't need to sell a flashy city or wave trophies. They had Caitlin, and that was the pitch. Because for top talent, it's not just about money. It's about energy, leadership, and vision. And Caitlin checks every box. She wins. She leads, and she lifts everyone around her. Zoom out, and you'll see what Jason Whitlock was really getting at. The WNBA is shifting. Teams want presence, not just points. Leaders, not just scorers. And Caitlin is the model. She's humble. She hustles. She headlines. She doesn't just play the game. She changes the game. So, if you're rebuilding a team, the question is simple. Do you want a player who stirs drama or one who sells out arenas? Here's the truth. Players don't just want to watch Caitlin Clark. They want to team up with her. And in a growing league, that kind of influence might be the most valuable stat of all. There's basketball fame built on game winners, MVS, and playoff glory. Then there's cultural fame when your name echoes beyond the court. into classrooms, break rooms, and even grandma's Facebook feed. Right now, Caitlin Clark is living in that rare crossover space. She's not just playing, she's everywhere. She trends on NFL Sundays, dominates talk shows that barely touch the WNBA, and she's doing it all from Indiana. No big market, no super team, just pure talent and undeniable influence. That's why when Colin Cowherd spoke up, he didn't hold back. He called it like it is. Caitlin Clark might be the most talked about basketball player in the country. She's not just a star, she's a phenomenon.
How many NBA players are more famous than Caitlin Clark? LeBron, Steph, absolutely.
Maybe Durant.
That's what I put. I wrote down KD maybe.
Yeah.
In 1 year, out of women's basketball, for a horrible team when she arrived, outside of LeBron and Steph, she is the most well-known basketball player currently playing in the United States.
Let's break down exactly what Colin Cowherd said and why it hits harder than most. Takes in a league filled with international icons, million-dollar endorsements, and powerhouse teams. Caitlin Clark already ranks in the top 3 for name recognition. Sounds wild. It's not hype. It's happening. Because this isn't just about points or win-loss columns. This is about cultural gravity. And right now, no one's pulling the spotlight faster than Caitlin Clark. Cowherd wasn't. Surprised, he was confident, as if he was simply confirming what the rest of us have been witnessing. Caitlin's not just playing in the WNBA. She's redefining how we talk about it, how we watch it, how we feel it. And here's the crazy part, she's barely scratched the surface, still settling into her rookie season and already shifting the landscape. So, if you're still asking who's next, in women's hoops, or even across all of sports, the answer isn't up for debate anymore. It's Caitlin Clark. But what really makes this moment special? Greatness doesn't grow quietly. It builds through friction, through rivalries, through heat. When Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese faced off, it wasn't just a basketball game. It was a cultural collision. 2 stars, 2 different energies, 1 massive spotlight. And as Jonathan Isaac pointed out, that tension, that rivalry, that's not a downside. That's the secret sauce. Because in sports, the moments that last aren't the ones you script. They're the ones that explode. From emotion, passion, and 2 titans refusing to back down. Right now, Caitlin Clark isn't just in the middle of the action. She is the action.
Because of the rivalry, because of Angel Reese, because of Caitlin Clark, has sparked an interest in women's basketball that wasn't completely there before. So I'm happy for that. And so I want to see it play out. I want to see them, continue to grow their careers and be the best female basketball players that they can be.
At first glance, it might sound like Jonathan Isaac is giving both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese equal credit in their rivalry. But look a little deeper. There's more going on. The truth is, if Angel Reese had entered the WNBA without Caitlin Clark in the picture, the buzz would have been much softer. Her rise didn't happen in isolation. It happened in orbit around Caitlin. The trash talk, the hand gestures, the viral moments that lit up every feed. They didn't catch fire on their own. Caitlin Clark was the spark that made them explode. Without Clark, Reese is still a skilled rookie, no question. But with Clark, she became a national headline, a trending topic, part of a rivalry that turned into a full-blown cultural event. Here's the key difference, the one that sets everything apart. Caitlin Clark didn't need Angel Reese to become a star. She showed up with the spotlight already locked in. Record-shattering stats, a legendary college career, sold-out games that felt like championship events. She didn't ride the wave. She was the wave. By the time the WNBA season tipped off, Clark had already shifted the game. TV ratings surged. Arena tickets vanished. Media couldn't stop talking. And all of it started before any rivalry ever took shape. So yes, Jonathan Isaac was right. That moment between Clark and Reese was electric. But let's be clear, that electricity sparked because Caitlin Clark was already on fire. She didn't just join the WNBA, she dragged it into the mainstream spotlight. And now, the lights are brighter, the noise is louder, and the stage is bigger than it's ever been. Caitlin Clark isn't just part of the moment, she is the reason the moment exists. Let's get one thing straight. The media isn't chasing Angel Reese and occasionally name-dropping Caitlin Clark. It's the opposite. Angel is making headlines because Caitlin already owns them. This isn't 2 stars splitting the spotlight. It's a one-woman show, and Caitlin Clark is front and center. Yes, rivalries fuel excitement. They boost attention. That's real. But let's not rewrite the story. This fire didn't start with a days off. It ignited the moment Caitlin Clark laced up for her first WNBA game. Every sport has that one name that shifts everything. Magic and Bird lifted the NBA Serena, changed the face of tennis. Conor McGregor made the UFC a global spectacle. Now, it's Caitlin Clark's turn. She's not just another talent. She's a tipping point, the kind of player who doesn't wait for the spotlight. She brings it. And as Rachel Demita said loud and clear, Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star, she is the movement.
2024 was a year of unprecedented growth in viewership in the WNBA, a substantial amount of which can be attributed to Caitlin Clark, who took the basketball world by storm after an all-time college career.
This wasn't just a bump in attention, it was a tidal wave. Game after game, everything changed. Arenas that used to struggle filling the lower bowl, now packed to the rafters. TV ratings that once scraped by in the thousands, now pulling in millions. Social media, exploding with highlight reels, interviews, think pieces, all orbiting around one name, Caitlin Clark. And let's be clear, this didn't happen by chance. It's not about timing, it's about star power. From the second she slipped on that Fever jersey, Caitlin didn't wait for the WNBA to adjust. She was the adjustment. The entire energy of the league shifted because she's not just talented, she's transformational. Here's the truth. Every sport hits a moment when a generational talent meets the perfect stage. When someone doesn't just arrive, they elevate everything around them. Caitlin Clark is that moment. She entered the league as the most hyped female basketball player in recent memory, coming off a college run that redefined what we expect from a superstar, and she didn't just live up to the buzz, she crushed it. With her game, yes, but also with the hope, excitement, and visibility she's brought to the WNBA. Rachel Demita didn't just see a star, she saw a shift. A player who doesn't just get people talking, she changes the conversation. Whether you love her, game, or root against her rise, you're watching, because everyone is watching.